County Communications. This is Stacy.
Hi, Stacey. My name's Nicole, and I'm calling because I'm concerned about a friend of mine. I dropped her off at her house at 2 in the morning last night because we were out of town together, and we were on the way back from the airport. And issues, and she's pregnant. And I haven't been able to get a hold of her this morning. And I've gone to her house, and her car's there, and stuff like that. But she won't answer the door. She won't answer phone calls. She won't answer text messages.
방금 들으신 내용은 샤넌 와츠의 친구 니콜 애킨슨의 신고 전화입니다. 전날 밤 함께 출장해서 돌아온 친구가 갑자기 연락이 끊겼다며 경찰에 도움을 요청한 거였죠. 샤넌 와츠, 당시 34세 임신 15주 차인 두 아이의 엄마였습니다. 그리고 이날 이후로 아무도 그녀를 보지 못했죠. 이어질 내용은 신고를 받고 출동한 경찰의 바디캠 영상입니다. 함께 보시죠.
How you guys doing? What's that?
Do you remember me?
Yeah.
Hey man.
How you been?
Hi.
You Nicole?
Yes.
Okay. What's going on?
So my friend, we were out of town for a business trip this weekend,
All right.
and I dropped her off at 2 o'clock this morning. She's 15 weeks pregnant. She wasn't feeling well, and she had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9, and I told her to let me know if she needed me to take her. She's got 2 little girls, and she was very distraught over the weekend, wasn't eating normally or drinking, and we kept trying to force it on her because she's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband and her supposedly are separating, but she didn't know this. She thought they were just having issues. He disclosed that to me today.
Okay.
Because I called him and I was like, have you talked or heard from Shanann since she left for work this morning? Because I can't get a hold of her. I've called, I've texted. Her car's in the garage. Her shoes she wears every single day are by the front door.
She only has one vehicle?
No, they only have the one vehicle in his work truck.
Okay. That's what I'm
He
asking.
said
There's
she
not
took the girls and went on a play date, but they're 4 and 2. If she went on a play date, why wouldn't she take in a car? They're both in car seats. And she had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9, and she didn't go to the doctor's appointment.
Okay. No answer on the phone. Husband's on his way.
시간이 흐르고 남편 크리스가 집에 도착합니다. 만나기로 한 시간을 훌쩍 넘은 45분 뒤에서야 도착했죠. 그 후 경찰과 크리스, 니콜은 집 안으로 들어가기 시작합니다.
Scott, how you doing?
How's it going?
Can we go in the house?
We can.
I mean, that's up to him. It's his house. If you guys...
Nikki, I'm giving you permission to walk in my daughter's house.
Mind if I come in, Chris? Okay. You checked upstairs? She's not there? I just want to make sure she's not passed out somewhere. Is she diabetic? You mind if I look around?
Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. Oh, you're fine. Oh, you're fine.
Her phone's here.
Does she work?
Yeah, she works from home.
Oh, from home?
She works. This is her lifeline. So yeah, that thing turns back on. It's gonna start blowing up. Oh yeah. Trust me.
It was shut down?
She's in the play. Yeah.
이때 니콜이 샤넌의 휴대폰을 발견합니다. 샤넌은 휴대폰을 손에서 놓지 않는 사람이었습니다. 아이들과 외출했다면 최소한 휴대폰은 들고 갔어야 하는데 그게 집안에 그대로 있었던 거죠. 수사관들이 이 상황을 파악하고 있던 그때 옆집에 살던 네이선이 자신의 CCTV 영상을 확인해보자고 제안했습니다.
What's that?
Nothing on there.
You just have to
My camera.
the truck up to the garage.
Lay down. Loaded my stuff up in my coolers, my water jugs, my book bag, my computers, some of the tools that I had from the toolbox. I knew I was gonna have to do some pumping into rubbers today. That's why I was out so far.
Is this on continually
Yep.
recording?
Yep. Well,
It's not, is it
any
motion or is it,
event,
okay, so it's motion.
any motion event that happens, but I get cars driving from this street, and this is him at 517.
I usually park out there on the side. I just want to get everything back in. Be easier, so lugging everything out there, all the tools that I had to bring in. What else can I do with this?
My detective just showed up, so he'll probably want to talk to you. He'd probably, like I said, he might have you call at the bank and see if there's any kind of activity.
Because if there is any sort of action out there,
이웃집 CCTV를 확인하자 크리스가 그날 새벽에 트럭에 무언가를 계속 싣는 장면이 담겨 있었습니다.
Alright, appreciate your time.
샤넌도 아이들도 아무도 나오지 않았죠. 크리스는 지원 나온 경찰과 얘기하러 자리를 비웠고 이웃 네이선이 경찰에게 한마디를 덧붙였습니다.
Mind if you just want to go talk to him? I'm going to get his info real quick. No.
he's never fidgety, he's never rocking back and forth, and if you look, and it doesn't look like he came from right here, it looks like he came from down the street. And then the other thing that doesn't make sense is why would he pull past this part? You can see him pull past.
Are you able to record this?
Uh-huh. I'd have to call Comcast, but I can get him to do whatever. But watch, you'll see him get out. And he walks back and forth a couple times. He's over here telling you 3 times what he took out, what he did, what he
한편
did, what he did.
크리스는 가족이 사라진 그날 아이들과 아내가 사라졌다며 직접 방송국에 제보했고 사연을 들은 방송국이 집에 찾아와 크리스와 인터뷰를 하기 시작합니다.
Chris Watts, WATTS.
What's going on right now around your house?
Right now, it's you got K9 units, the sheriff's department. Everybody's like they're doing their best right now to figure out like.
I'm gonna ask some kind of tough questions. Your relationship with your kids.
Yeah, my kids are my life. I mean, those smiles light up my life. And this like, I mean, last night like during like when they usually eat dinner, it was just like I miss them. Like I mean, I miss telling.
인터뷰에서 크리스는 아이들이 너무 보고 싶고 빨리 가족의 품으로 돌아왔으면 좋겠다고 말했습니다. 하지만 정작 크리스의 얼굴에선 눈물 한 방울 나지 않았습니다. 가족이 사라진 남편의 얼굴이라고 하기엔 너무 침착했죠. 이 인터뷰가 뉴스에 공개되자 대중들과 수사관들은 점점 의심을 품기 시작했고 결국 크리스에게 거짓말 탐지기를 제안합니다. 본인이 범인이 아니라면 거절할 이유도 없을 뿐더러 거절하면 의심만 더 증폭될 게 뻔했으니까요. 크리스는 거짓말 탐지기에 동의했고 인터뷰가 공개된 지 단 하루 만인 8월 15일 거짓말 탐지기가 시작됩니다.
Before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about?
No.
Did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance?
No.
Were you born in 1985?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
Before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them?
No.
Do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
Portion of the test is complete. Please remain still while I take the instrument out of operation.
거짓말 탐지기는 한 번의 결과만으론 신뢰도가 낮기 때문에 같은 질문을 총 3차례 반복합니다. 크리스는 3차례 모두 샤넌의 실종과 자신은 무관하다고 답했습니다. 시간이 흐른 후 수사관들이 결과 통보를 하기 위해 다시 신문실로 들어오게 되죠.
So I brought Graham in here because we want to talk to you about the results, okay?
Okay.
So, it is completely clear that you were not honest during the testing, and I think you already know that. You did not pass the polygraph test.
Okay.
Okay, so now we need to talk about what actually happened. And I feel like you're probably ready to do that.
I didn't lie to you on that polygraph, I promise.
Chris,
I know.
Chris, stop. It's time. Just
I'm-
stop for a minute. Take a deep breath. I want you to take a deep breath right now.
There's a reason you feel sick to your stomach, and when people hold stuff inside, it makes you physically ill. And I can just tell on your face, I could tell from the second you walked in, that you were wanting to just come clean and just be done with this. And I appreciate that because you knew sitting down in that chair that you weren't gonna pass today, and you knew I was gonna find out, because I told you that. And then you continued to stay, knowing that you could, at the end, say, you know what? I just need to get this off my chest. Like, I just need to tell you what happened. We're not here to play games, we're not here to do any of that with you, we just wanna know what happened. So can you start from the beginning and tell us what happened?
Everything that I've told you, I did not lie on this polygraph. I don't know how much I could tell you right now, like, I did not.
And it's not
I know.
even an option right now
I know.
because you did not pass the polygraph,
I
so
know.
I know you were being deceptive, so that's not even an issue right now. The issue right now is what happened to Shanann, Bella, and Celeste. That's the issue right now,
Okay.
okay? So let's talk about that.
I've
I know you wanna tell us. I can see it in your face. Holding this lie in is gonna do nothing for you.
I know this, like,
Okay.
I'm not, like, trying to, like, cover things up, like.
Yeah, but you kinda are, because, it's normal. Normal people would do that. Normal people that make a mistake initially are gonna go, I don't know what you're talking about, and then eventually tell the truth. So this is your eventually telling the truth time. This is where the rubber meets the road, Chris. Like, don't let this continue any longer, please.
I'm not trying to make anything continue. Like, I want them back home, like, I hope they come back home.
크리스는 이후 계속해서 거짓말을 하지 않았다고 부인했습니다.
I hope they come back home.
하지만 수사관들은 이미 그의 거짓말을
I
포함한
know they're not
과거
coming
행적에
back
대한 정보까지 수사를 마친 상태였죠. 계속해서 크리스를 압박하기 시작했고 궁지에 몰린 크리스는 갑자기 자신이 사실 불륜을 했다고 말하기 시작합니다.
I'm not proud of it. Like, I didn't think anything like that could happen. I didn't think I would ever do it, but I did.
I know. Keep going.
And she accused me of it. I denied it. Like, I cheated on her, and I feel horrible for it. Like, she was pregnant, and it was. I don't want. I didn't hurt her. I cheated on her. I hurt her emotionally. I cheated on her, and I feel absolutely horrible about this, but that's what I've been holding. When I didn't go to the Rockies game, I was with her.
Okay.
I went to dinner with her.
Okay. Keep going.
That 5 weeks I was alone, I was with her most of the time.
Okay. You're doing a good job. This is the Chris that I knew would come out today. This is the Chris who tells the truth because you're a truth teller.
니콜 캐신저, 크리스의 직장 협력업체 소속으로 샤넌과 아이들이 친정에 내려가 있던 5주 동안 가까워지기 시작했습니다. 주회사 5일을 니콜의 아파트에서 잠을 자기도 했으며 크리스는 곧 이혼 절차를 밟을 것이라고 말하며 자신이 사는 집에까지 초대하기도 했습니다. 그들은 사진까지 찍으며 불륜 행각을 이어갔고 샤넌이 집에 돌아온 후에도 만남을 이어갔죠. 한편 크리스가 불륜을 자백하는 순간 수사관들이 모든 걸 알고 있다고 느낀 크리스는 갑자기 아버지를 만나게 해달라고 요청합니다. 극도로 궁지에 몰렸을 때 무조건 자신을 지지해줄 사람을 찾는 심리입니다. 혼자 책임을 지지 않으려는 행동이죠. 수사관들은 그 요청을 수락했고 크리스는 아버지와 대면하게 됩니다.
Hey, Chris, we're gonna let you have however much time you need, okay?
Sure. You gonna leave us in there or no?
Yes.
Sure. This polygraph failed it. Failed it. There, because there's
Too much emotions.
it's. So I mean, they're not gonna let me go.
Is there any reason why they shouldn't?
They know I had an affair. And they know. I can't complain about that.
They know you had an affair.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you wanna tell me, what's going on, or what might have happened or anything, or you know anything about?
When we had that conversation that morning, it was, it was emotional. It was, told her about separation and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. What happened after that?
I don't want to protect her.
What?
I don't want to protect her.
You don't wanna protect her?
I don't know what else to say.
She freaked out over the separation and everything.
I don't think we left someone downstairs, but I heard like a little commotion upstairs, but I didn't think anything of it.
Mm-hmm. And then you went back upstairs and she was,
They were, I could see like, she was on top of the sheet. They were blue.
both of them,
Yeah.
she took both of them down.
I freaked out at the same thing. I don't want to say, I don't want to say the,
No, just. No matter what.
last time I was see what I did again.
Sure.
It's the last time I don't see what I did again.
크리스는 아버지와의 대화에서 샤넌이 이혼 얘기를 듣고 감정에 북받쳐 아이들을 목 졸라 죽였다고 말했습니다. 그리고 자신도 너무 놀란 나머지 그 자리에서 샤넌의 목을 졸랐다고 말했죠. 하지만 모든 대화들은 녹화되고 있었고 수사관들이 다시 들어와 본격적으로 압박하기 시작합니다.
What's that?
Woman.
You okay? You sure? I want to make sure. So you're good with the public knowing that Shanann killed her daughters?
I did not hurt these girls.
Are you okay with the public knowing that Shanann?
Yes, because I did not hurt these girls.
And I think that you killed these girls before their mom came home and then killed Chanel. And that,
I didn't know what else to do.
I know, so tell me what you did. I know,
I didn't know what else to do. I was so scared.
I know. So where did you put them out there? Chris, that's really important.
이후 크리스는 샤넌과 아이들을 자신이 일하던 석유회사 부지에 오일 탱크에 버렸다고 진술했습니다. 아내 샤넌을 먼저 목 졸라 살해한 뒤 아이들까지 죽였다고 했죠. 신문을 마친 크리스는 그날 밤 체포됩니다. 검찰은 크리스에게 사형을 추진했고 샤넌의 어머니 산드라는 이렇게 말했습니다. 또 다른 죽음은 없어야 합니다. 그리고 그의 목숨을 빼앗는 선택을 하고 싶지 않습니다. 산드라의 진술이 참작되어 검찰은 그녀의 진술을 받아들이고 크리스에게 모든 죄를 인정하면 사형을 포기하겠다라는 플리디를 제안합니다. 석 달 뒤인 11월 6일 크리스는 법정에 섰고 그는 모든 혐의를 인정했습니다. 약 2주 뒤인 19일 1급 살인 3건, 아동살인 2건 등 총 5개의 혐의로 가석방 없는 종신형을 선고받습니다. 그 후 경찰이 시신을 회수하러 현장에 도착했을 때 상황은 끔찍했습니다. 현장에는 거대한 오일 탱크 2개가 있었고 벨라와 셀레스테는 각각 다른 탱크 안에 한 명씩 유기된 상태였습니다. 샤넌은 천에 둘러싸인 차에 탱크 인근 땅속에 묻혀 있었죠. 아이들이 유기된 오일 탱크의 상단 입구 폭은 고작 20cm. 경찰관들은 그 구멍으로는 도저히 들어갈 수 없었고 결국 탱크 안의 오일을 전부 배수하는 작업에 들어갔습니다. 새벽 5시에 시작된 작업은 무려 12시간이 넘게 이어졌고 오일이 모두 빠지고 나서야 탱크 안으로 들어가 아이들의 시신을 수습할 수 있었습니다. 이 사건을 담당했던 형사 데이브 바움호버는 이후 급성 PTSD 진단을 받았습니다. 어린 여자아이 2명이 식당에 걸어 들어오는 것만으로도 그날의 기억이 생생하게 떠올랐다고 했고 그는 지금도 여전히 휴직 중입니다. 샤넌의 어머니 산드라 르주색은 법정에서 크리스를 똑바로 바라보며 이렇게 말했습니다. 당신 딸 벨라가 사람들 앞에서 노래를 부른 적이 있어요. 당신이 그 모습을 봤는지조차 모르겠지만 그 노래의 제목은 아빠, 당신은 나의 영웅이었습니다. 벨라에게 아빠는 정말로 영웅이었습니다. 그냥 좋아하는 정도가 아니라 직접 노래로 불러 사람들 앞에서 자랑할 만큼이요. 4살 아이가 세상에서 가장 믿은 사람, 그게 바로 아빠였습니다. 그래서 그 손이 다가왔을 때 벨라는 도망치지 않았습니다. 영웅에게서 왜 도망쳐야 하는지 그 아이는 알 수 없었으니까요. 우리는 이 사건에서 한 명의 괴물을 보지만 벨라는 숨이 멎는 순간까지도 괴물을 보지 못했습니다. 그저 자신의 영웅인 아빠를 바라봤을 뿐입니다.